Hey speakers, we're going to go ahead and get into it. So go ahead and like and subscribe and let's get started.
Hey everyone, this is Just Being Me coming to you with another video. Now, of course, as you see on my thumbnail, we'll be kind of doing a recap of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Forgive me, y'all, if I'm having to do it from my phone because, as you know, we've had to relocate to a hotel due to my husband's recent surgery. So I had to kind of do it via my phone because the internet there has been acting up and acting real weird. But anywho, we're gonna get through it. So, of course, before we dive into our actual review, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, turn on those notification bells so, of course, you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded. Now, I can and I will say, I kind of shied away from Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I'm gonna try to make it through this season because I think it is gonna be a little interesting. Last night's show was good overall. I have really no complaints. But I had kind of gotten over it. It had kind of gotten kind of boring, should I say? After Nene left, it just to me you know, it wasn't giving as much. But anywho, on that first scene, we start out the scene with Martell and Sheree. Now, I guess they knew. Let's get straight into it because this is gonna, be the blast off for the actual season. So, of course, we see where Martell does arrive at Sheree's home. They greet each other. He stated that he was just coming back from the photo shoot from the Upscale magazine. Now, I don't correct me if I'm wrong. Normally, they have like a wardrobe, for you to wear during a photo shoot. So I'm kind of confused as to why he still had that suit on. But anyway, so Sheree says in her confessional, despite what we hear, on social media, that he is a really respectable man. She says that she really wished that he would just go ahead and move to Atlanta. But for right now, it's okay because she see him every weekend. Now I kind of had to rewind and go back to make sure I heard what I thought I heard. I'm kind of curious as to how he see you every weekend if he have the children every other weekend. So perhaps is he using a babysitter? The ones that he don't approve of babysitters. So is he using the babysitters to watch the children while he come to Atlanta, or do he bring them with him? But anywho, I just kind of caught on to that. But she also goes on, and production asked her, do you love him? And she kind of like, look, you trying to get me caught up? I ain't answering that. So then we see where, her and Martell is, they're in the kitchen, the doorbell ring. Of course, we see Jessica, which is the chef for the evening. Now, Martell is looking and he feeling like, oh, this is a surprise. This is a surprise you got for me? Well, honey, he was surprised. She only came to cook a meal, not cook you, honey. He thought that he had him a good old threesome that was going to pop off. And Sheree said that, she thought about it in the past with her ex, but she's never actually, indulged in it. But we see where Martell head is, and that is not a surprise. We know this he would be all in it full fledged if need be. Sheree then tells Martell about the invite to Ross's birthday party that's coming up, and he asks who all is going to be there. Now, we kind of know the reason why he is interested in knowing who all is going to be there because it is some people that we know don't really care for Martell. Candy being one and Kenya being the second one. And even Sheree, she even mentioned, she says, yeah, she was like, I talked to Kenya a couple of times and she just keep asking all kind of questions about you. And then, he was like, what about Candy? And she was like, Candy's going to be there. And pretty much in a nutshell, Martell says that, because we all know that Candy had pretty much previously stated that she felt like Martell was opportunist. And he's pretty much using Sheree to be on the show. And he was like, have they looked in the mirror? pretty much saying that Todd is opportunist. But you can't put you and Sheree money together and equal what Candy and Todd have. You're barking up the wrong tree. You're not on Love and Marriage Huntsville to where you might be able to come close to what the Scotts have. Honey, you over here with the big dogs. You might want to pipe down. You might want to pipe down a little bit. Anywho, they go on to scene two where we do see Candy meet up with Don Juan and Carmen. And, I know even in the last seasons, I hadn't seen Carmen in a while, so it was good to see her. So they all asked, of course, because everything's been playing out in the blogs, they asked Candy, has she talked to Sheree? And they kind of, flash back the post about Sheree and Candy kind of going back and forth because Sheree had said that Candy was using her for clout. I'm trying to figure out clout for what? What you got going on, honey? We knew it took you many, many moons to get Chateau by Sheree. Then we also seen where you had a clothing line, then you didn't have one, and then when you did have one, your site was crashing, and you had a lot going on. So I'm trying to figure out where's the big flex, and what would be the clout she trying to gain. So then Candace says that, in reference to the site crashing and everything when she first launched She by Sheree, Candace said, we tried to help her, but she don't want to pay nobody. She want to do everything and kind of pinch pennies when it come down to doing things. And, of course, when you do that, things like that tend to happen. So Don Juan then goes on to telling Candy about, Candy Coated Nights getting back up and running. And Candy mentioned that, yeah, I've been really, working a lot. And even Ace made mention that she worked too much. And we've kind of heard that quite often, even to where other cast members and things tend to point out how much Candy works. She's constantly chasing a bag, and I just hope it doesn't get to the point, because it's nothing wrong with chasing a bag. It's nothing wrong with making sure your children is set for life. It's nothing wrong with having that life, but if it starts to be where your children is noticing it, then you might kind of want to backpedal just a little bit. So then we see where Kenya and Monyetta actually arrived there, and Monyetta, introduces Kenya. They go over and Monyetta actually tells Candy how she actually introduced Kenya to Kenya's new boo, which happens to be a Caucasian, and she looked really, really happy. She even kind of glowed up when they made mention of him, and pretty much they all, was laughing. And pretty much, they're happy that with everything that Kenya has going on between her and Mark and the divorce, they're glad to see her actually smiling again. So again, they bring up the party. Kenya mentioned, you think Sheree will bring Martell? Again, they laugh. Now, I'm kind of side-eyeing a little bit too, as far as why is Kenya making such a big deal out of the Martell thing? I personally feel, yes, I do. Well, she showed receipts of him being in there, but it also showed where he had kind of deleted a lot of it too, so she wasn't able to show all the receipts. But I think it's one of two things. Either she really want to, show Sheree, yes, I have one up on you, your man wanted me first, or were you really perhaps maybe thinking about pursuing him? I don't know, but it's just kind of weird she keep bringing it up. Or again, that could be her shot in her storyline. But anyway, so they have all apparently heard about Martell, his past, and he's so say supposed to be dating some younger girl even in Atlanta, and they so say cheating still with his baby mama. They've heard all of that. It's all been in the blogs. It's the talk of Atlanta. And Kenya said he has been in her DM. She showed them the Candy. Again, as I stated, a lot of it he had kind of erased, so she wasn't able to kind of go into detail, but it was there. Candy went on to say that Todd wants her to help him with his movie deal. She said, she has so much on her plate, and she kind of get emotional and say that she's trying to be there for him, but at the same time she has a lot going on as well. And Kenya kind of, let her know, you have to make time for your husband because we don't want you to be the next one in divorce court because of things like that. And we do know that it can happen. It very well can happen. So then we go on to that next scene where we see where Sonya and her family is they're all there in the kitchen planning and going over the party for Ross that is upcoming. And all of a sudden, it just went sideways where Sonya and her sister was kind of passing words in reference to her brother-in-law. Now, we know that her brother-in-law does work for Sonya, and pretty much the sister is saying that she feels as though Sonya push and pull and drag him everywhere to where he doesn't even have time to eat and, I guess spend time with her. And pretty much Sonya is saying everything they do is attached to me. So pretty much in a nutshell, I'm taking care of them. The least that they could do is, do the work that I asked them to do. I don't know what's up with the sister. The sister seems as though she have like some hidden agenda, jealousy. I don't really know what you I don't know really what you would want to call it. Excuse me, y'all. But yeah, I don't know what you would want to call it, but it just seems as though it's some hidden jealousy or something there with the sister. It was just really, really strange. Then moving on, we go on to see where Candy and Todd is at home with the kids, and Candy said that pretty much this movie thing with him is interfering with their family time because I guess he was going over scripts with someone over the phone, and Todd looked like he kind of annoyed trying to get everything together. Excuse me, and he even mentioned, hey, my family's here, but we can go over it one more time. And I guess Candy is like, look, okay, that's what we doing. So then they move on to the scene with Marlo and her nephews, and they are too cute, y'all. They sit down to have their Taco Tuesday before the life coach actually arrived. Now the life coach actually arrived, and pretty much Marlo is saying that she had needed a break at one particular time. She understood where she went wrong and how she handled that situation. But she says that that'll never happen again. And having a life coach has helped her and the boys kind of adjust to this new life, which is really, really good. And I'm glad that Marlo is in a place now where she can really show them the love that they're needing. She stated that she haven't talked to her sister, so I'm pretty sure that means that the boys haven't talked to their mom either. So having that life coach and someone there to kind of help them throughout this process, I know is good for the healing. Now, the life coach is asking that they work on making a mission statement, something that in those tough times, they can always go back to the reason why, that mission. So I think that was another great idea. Then we move on over to Sonya came over to see Sheree, and they sit down, they chit-chat a little bit. Sonya tells Sheree about the argument with her sister, which again to me was really, really weird. At this time, Courtney entered. Y'all, Courtney is a whole piece of work, and girl, we could do without you because to me, she's somebody that she done came on the show finally, and you doing too much already. So Courtney goes on and she said that she, pretty much she's hung with Marlo before, but Candy had been asking around about her. Sheree said Candy have a lot of time on her hand. Courtney asked Sheree, is the glow because of Martell? Sheree goes on to tell her that, she loved talking to him, spending time with him, and of course they kiki about that. I think it's kiki because really and truly, Sheree keeps saying anytime anybody asks her about Martell, they pretty much get the same answer because I don't think it's too much to tell. The end. So then they move on to everyone's getting ready for Ross's party. And the night of the party, of course, the theme of the party was Harlem Nights. Ralph Kenya walks up to Ralph and asks everyone, she asks him, okay, well, where's Drew? Ralph actually stated something about Drew, or they had a family crisis and she didn't come. If they had a family crisis, why you there? Like, she is the main cast member that you would consider to be a part of this show. Why you there and she ain't there? And if it's an emergency, ain't you a part of the family? Anyways, so then Candy said, Sonya, you really did, she makes mention that Sonya did really, really good with all the decor. Everything looks nice. Marlo says she is staying quiet and she just going to gamble. She going to let the mess roll out with everybody else. She going to keep quiet. And then, of course, Sonya and Ross actually enter. And, of course, they look fabulous. They really, really look good. Then we have Martell and Sheree actually arrive, and of course, it was just rolling domino effect from there. Kenya said, "Why is he here in confessional?" Kenya, you know why he there. But anyways, Kenya also asked, she approached them, spoke, whatever, and she asked him, "Is it official?" And Martell told her, "Yeah, it's official. We're dating." Kenya said, Sheree needs a spinoff, a spinoff show. Watch me date the dumb dudes. That was too funny to me because really and truly, she really and truly could have her spinoff just from all the BS men she has dealt with. So anywho, Candy said that she knows about Martell dealing with other people. She knows about Martell dealing with other people. And, I guess it is what it is. Courtney then approached Candy about the rumors of her asking everybody about her not knowing each other. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'm not going to give her that because Courtney just wanted a moment. She goes back and forth over something that still makes no sense. You told people that I know you or didn't know you. I couldn't even get the gist of that because, again, you trying and you doing too much. Let the show play out. This is episode 1. You doing too much, sis. You're doing too much. People not gonna even like you. By scene 3, they gonna be ready to cut you and take any piece of a peach seed or anything you got. They gonna try to strip it from you. Meanwhile, Kenya over there telling Sheree that Martell is cheating. Candy was ready to knock Courtney's head off by at this point. At this point of the show, it just kept going back and forth. It was so much drama. I guess the cameraman probably was dizzy because they didn't know what to feature and what not. You seen Todd standing back looking while his wife was ready to knock Courtney's head off her shoulders. Which, matter of fact, she said she wanted the head butter. Now you know she took it there. Kenya telling Sheree that Martell was in her DM. And pretty much that's where it ends, y'all. I mean, it was good overall. It was some parts that to me you could have left out. That whole Courtney scene, both.